Hello guys and welcome back to another redstone tutorial. My name is Sniggin and today I'm going to show you an automated bread factory that I made. That wasn't supposed to happen just yet. I actually disabled it right now. I'll show it in full motion later. So first off, there's three parts to this. Um, Oops, that wasn't intentional. Let's just throw this back in there and cover it up. So the first part is the farm. This here is a villager. He's simply named farmer because that's what he does. He farms. And what he does is that he just plants all the seeds, and once they grow to he might be that's right. I actually removed some water from here. Let me put that in. Here we go. I fixed it. I actually removed those back when I was building this, so that's why these are dehydrated. They may even be untilled. But let me just get a hoe, and I'll till these again, because that was a mistake on my part. So this farm, it takes some setup, but once you set it all up, and if you protect it correctly, it'll be fully automatic forever. And let me turn it into day for you guys. And I have a cold right now, so I can't speak too loudly, but I hope this won't affect the video because I really wanted this to get out because I learned about this today and I thought that it looked really fun, so I wanted to give it a shot. So here, oh wow, I'm just doing all kinds of frick up today. There we go. Let me just plant that for you. Let me just plant all of these for you. So first thing what you gotta do is I'll link a video in the description that explains all the basics to this. But basically, as of the latest snapshot 14W21B, and perhaps even earlier, like it's not something new, but villagers have like inventories, and they can carry certain stuff. They can carry 5 items, which I'll be explained in the video I'll link to, and slimes keep spawning. But so what I've done is I've filled this farmer's inventory up all the way to the top with seeds, so that as you guys can see, no matter like I keep throwing seeds at him, but I don't think he's actually picking them up. I think they're actually going here to this one. Yeah, so all the seeds are being transported to this one, which means that his inventory is full of seeds. And why this is good is because, stop doing that, I'm not done showing. And this is good because that means that he'll pick up seeds whenever he has like inventory space for them. But the wheat that produces from full-grown crops, which he also tries to harvest, as I'll show here, when he has full-grown wheat in a close proximity, he'll actually go and harvest them in not too long. So yeah, you can go ahead and harvest them. I don't know why he isn't right now, but I know this is working. See, there he harvested it, and he replanted it, which means that when he replants it, he'll have like inventory space for more seeds afterwards. So like you don't, in the beginning, you might have to worry about clogging his inventory up, but you can prevent that by like giving him 7 stacks and then like 1 extra seed. Stop this. And so anyways, so the second part to this machinery is this here. And what I've made here are basically 2 hopper minecarts going on an infinite loop of redstone blocks, I mean, which power these powered tracks. And at the end of these cycles, there are hoppers. So they'll drop off anything. Well, first of all, these minecarts, they'll go underneath the dirt. And if there's an item on top of this dirt, it will be picked up by one of these minecarts. And they'll then drop them off into the hoppers at the end of each line. and those hoppers all concentrate into this dispenser, which I've temporarily filled with wheat. That's for later. But so what I've done then, that's the second part, and that basically makes it so that all the wheat from this farm goes into this dispenser, and then I'll be using my compact redstone clock by placing it there and reactivate it, and that'll shoot the wheat out to this villager, and he's called the crafter, and he has nothing in his inventory except for wheat, because once this like system has cleansed itself, so make sure you don't give this villager too many seeds, or else they'll come down into the system like in here, and if that happens, this villager will also receive seeds, and that's not too bad, but it does affect the efficiency a little bit. So anyways, he'll be getting the wheat from said farm over here, and stop it. Yeah, he'll get the wheat, and this in itself is just an automated wheat farm, but this section here actually turns it into bread for you. And let me clear this real quick. I don't want you guys to see this, so I'll be right back. Okay, I cleared it. That's just for later. So, yeah, this is a water stop sign. And as long as the crafter has a crafting table, he'll craft food for other villagers who don't have food. This mechanic is also explained in the video that I'll link to. But anyway, so this here is a foodless villager. And he has, similar to this villager, his entire inventory is filled up with seeds. And that makes it so that when this villager tries to craft bread to give to the foodless villager can't pick it up. And so it'll be placed into these hoppers instead, since it'll touch the ground since he can't pick it up. And then it'll be all transported into this chest. So for educational purposes, I filled this hopper up entirely with wheat. Let me do it one more time. And so I'm gonna get the redstone clock running, and let's just see how the wheat shoots out at him, and then you'll see that he throws bread at the foodless villager. But the foodless villager can't pick it up because I filled his inventory with seeds. So it'll all become transported into this bread chest here. Now, if I wouldn't have filled this chest up for educational purposes, and would have just let this run on its own, this would not have been a good farm. Like, this would not produce many bread. That's because I've made it really small. I've only made it like 5 by 5, excuse me. But you can make like mini squares of these that all connect to this one villager that makes bread for the foodless one, and that would actually make it like a lot, because the wheat producement of like the regular farm here, it's not very quick, because this is 25 farming slots, or spots I should rather say, and they all have to take their time to grow, because like it takes 15 minutes if you're unlucky. Like, well, I don't know the exact time, but it doesn't go quickly, but it will not go quickly. So you just have to wait for him to produce wheat. And one thing to note is that this crafter, he will not use all the wheat in his inventory to make food for the foodless villager, which is also explained in the video that I'm going to link to. Like, he'll actually keep some of the wheat for himself, so he'll always share some of it with the foodless villager. And so the bigger amount of wheat he has, the more amount of bread he'll craft for the foodless villager. And so if you have like a lot of wheat that concentrates into his, so that it'll be able to shoot out. Oh look, yeah, here's the seeds from earlier. But yeah, let me just fill this right up. I'm gonna fill this right up because I want this to keep going for a little while. So if you want this to be efficient, you're gonna have to use several farms with with several villagers in it, and then it could all connect to the stream. And now this isn't like Wait a minute, I'll be right back. Yeah, so I'm back. As I was saying before, my dad rudely interrupted me. In order to make this as efficient as possible, you'd need a lot of farming spaces. And this is remnants from an earlier prototype I did where I had water collecting it, but I found this method easier. So one thing to note is there's two specific requirements, except for the things that I've actually built. This villager, the farmer one, he needs to be a farmer who will sell like farm related stuff, as you can see here. Like, he needs to be that, or else like this entire system won't work, because that's the only kind of villager that farms and collects all the stuff. And same goes for the crafter. Um, he also needs to be a wheat seller. And the foodless villager, that doesn't matter, because as long as it doesn't have any food, um, as long as it doesn't have any food, it'll be able to receive food from the crafting villager. So also one thing I recommend to keep this farm fully run is to put a roof on it, because otherwise the villager could get harmed, and there's no telling what could happen. I mean, even if you made it mob safe and had it roofless, there's the odd chance that a lightning could strike or something of the likes, and I'm sorry if you heard that. But yeah, so on a final note, this has been available to do for a long time, and I have seen another video on it where the person who made the video, used the farmer villager for both farming and crafting, but I find this method more reliable, because this way you could connect like however many of these cubes you want, and also I don't think there's a specific range for this villager to farm. I just think that nearby in general, I don't know the exact block distance, but it's probably bigger than this tiny piece of farm. But yeah, this allows for a way bigger like farm, because you could have, I don't know, 20, 30 of those boxes, and they just all have like water canals that lead to this one villager and go here. And also I left this running, and as you can see, it amounted to quite a bit of bread from this here. But now it's out, so if we do some bone mealing, it's gonna drop some wheat, but he's not gonna make bread of it all, because he wants to share some, save some for himself. So anyways, that's it for this video. I hope this made you any brighter in how to make an automated bread factory, because that was the goal. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And thank you for watching, and have a good day.